Your spirit guides have an important message for you right now. If you're here in this moment with this video, it is not by accident. There is something that Spirit really wants you to focus on this week. And I'm going to have a look and help you uncover that hidden message. Today's Spirit has shown me 3 distinct messages. I have laid the cards for the 3 groups, and each of the groups has its own distinct message. So one of these piles holds the exact guidance that your guides want you to receive right now. This could be about your life purpose, because I'm using life purpose cards today. This could be about a decision that you're facing, or it could just be a confirmation of what you already know. So please take a moment and choose from one of the 3 groups on the table. Group 1 has been assigned to Tiger's Eye. Group 2 to Green Adventurine. And Group 3 is Sodalite. Please choose from colour or stone or number, and I'll be back with your reading. Welcome back, Group 1. Let's begin your reading. Now you've selected Tiger's Eye, so I'm going to read that card for you in case you couldn't see it on the screen. Tiger's Eye has healing properties, which include grounding, psychic abilities, protection, manifesting, strength, self-worth and self-criticism, integrity, prosperity, and is a healing of eyes, night vision, throat, reproductive organs, and broken bones. It represents the base chakra, but it's also connected to Leo. So the card that you've selected for your reading today is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of luck, expansion, growth. So this week could bring for you expansion, growth, or luck. It could be things that are getting bigger beyond your control. But the card on the table says meaning and higher purpose. Maybe you're seeking higher purpose or higher meaning, wanting to understand what your mission in the world is, what your purpose is. So let's delve a little deeper and see what Spirit would like you to focus on this week. So first of all, Spirit is saying you need to release and let go of anything that doesn't feel connected to you anymore or feel like it is part of your purpose. Now I'm picking up the need to go through and remove things or clutter, things that you're hanging on to that you just don't use. You probably haven't used them for 10 years. So they're asking you to do a little bit of a cleanse here. Now this could be physical clutter, or it could be emotional cleanse. If you're hanging on to baggage or burdens on an emotional level, it's asking you to release those also. And given that it's sitting next to the burdens or responsibilities, those heavy energies that weigh you down, we could possibly talking about your emotional body, past traumas, things that weigh very heavy on you. Now, this could be doubts or criticism as well, given that you've also got the tiger's eye stone. It could be indicating that the negative self-talk or the doubt is weighing very heavy on your soul. I'm hearing your soul. So what Spirit is asking you to do is practice light energy around your soul. So feeling at ease, feeling lighter in your soul. Now that means possibly doing shadow work, possibly releasing things that are just not they've served their purpose. Pains, grudges, things that you're hanging on to that only hurt you, they don't hurt the other person. This could also be burdens and responsibilities that prevent you from doing the things that you want to do. So maybe you're so weighed down by just general life and the things you have to get done in each day that it takes away the opportunities for you to expand the I'm feeling it's like spiritual energy. So you want to expand your abilities. You may want to expand your Okay, I'm just trying to tap into the right words here. So it's a growth, it's a feeling of growth. You're growing something, you want to expand something, you want to have more clarity, more understanding. But because you're so weighed down by the burdens and the responsibilities, it's preventing you from tapping in, going within, seeking that solitude, seeking that time to expand on your own energetic energy. Your energy, that's what it is. It's your energy body. So your energy feels a little bit down because of the burdens and the things that weigh you down. It's the anchors. The anchors can be responsibilities, they can be burdens, they can be traumas and triggers, they can be grudges that you're hanging on to, and they can be physical clutter. So all of these things are weighing you down. So I'm back. I just had a quick little battery change there. Took me a little while to get that message through, but I think we can move on from that one now. Now, it could be that you have some big news coming. Now, also, I'm very drawn to the word big. Sitting with Jupiter, meaning big growth and expansion opportunities coming your way. But you need to make room for them. Make room for them by letting go of things that either don't suit you, don't serve you, or are holding you back or holding you down. Once you can release those anchors, that's when you set yourself up for expansion, growth. I have my Frenchies in the room with me, so you may hear them snoring at some point. The next line of cards say, harmony, fair, and justice. You need to celebrate your accomplishments and you need to find some clarity. Now, I did pick up on that first line before I was interrupted by the battery, something going on around clarity, and I felt like there was more clarity coming in this week. I feel it's because you're going to be allowing yourself balance finally. You can see the harmony justice there card with the balance. I'm feeling like once you allow yourself that balance, now that could be work-life balance, that could be, it feels to be more about fun, responsibility balance. Once you can balance out what's good for you versus the things you have to do, so that way you're actually allowing yourself time to seek the clarity, seek the whatever it is for you, whatever it is that you want to grow in, you need to do more of that. So you need to give yourself or allow yourself balance and time to fit more of that into your life, which means letting go of some things so that way you can balance it out with things that are going to be more aligned to the direction that you want to go. So this is the main key energy that spirit is saying you need to focus on this week. For one thing, focus on your celebrations, your accomplishments, your achievements. The more you celebrate that, focus on that, the more of that you invite into your life. It may be related to the things that you're letting go. And you can finally say, I did that, I achieved that, now it's time to move on to the next big thing. But finding clarity will come when you find balance. And this is my soul purpose deck. So what they're saying that they'd like you to focus on this week is being less judgmental. And it's strange that it's sitting on top of the fair justice card. So this is balancing out energy between people. So it could be the whole balancing energy between what you give to others versus what you give to yourself. It can be understanding that everybody's different and not the same as you, so you need to be less judgmental of other people or less judgmental on yourself. But we have the judgment card sitting on top of the justice card. So this could bring some clarity around judgment or justice or balance and fairness when it comes to where energy's going amongst people, or who's putting in the most energy. Then we have focus on family. So while you're celebrating your accomplishments, you could also be celebrating your family, celebrating somebody in your family. Somebody in your family may be celebrating or just undergoing some kind of accomplishment. So it's important to acknowledge that as well. But there's a focus here, given that the message here that we're looking for is, what does Spirit want you to focus on? They want you to focus on family. And if that's what you have accomplished, then that's what they want you to focus on. They want you to acknowledge your achievements when it comes to what you've done within your family unit. But then we have the quest for meaning. So now you're setting forth on a new path, getting clarity of some new big adventure, new big direction that's headed your way. Maybe you've achieved and your family's grown. Maybe now it's time for you to find something new, to find a new meaning in life, a new purpose, and trying to find clarity on what's next for you. So if this is you getting through your days of raising children and now looking for how you spend the next cycle of your life, or if this is you finishing one job or role or thing that you've done in your life, and now you're looking, but either way, I feel you're looking for the next adventure. You're looking for the next cycle of your life. There is a new cycle beginning in 2026. And I feel you're looking at how the next 20 years are going to play out for you. So there's a bit of clarity around what your purpose is, what your destination is, and what your direction is. So coming in from my astrology deck, which I just love with this set, it's saying that you need to focus on perhaps some creative endeavors. Focus on being a little bit more creative, showing how creative you are, or just doing creativity for the sake of being creative. It's using that part of your brain. So your left side is more about logic, making decisions, responsibilities, the burdens, the things you have to do every day where you have your brain switched on because you have to be alert. Now it's asking you to take time to meditate, to dance, to sing, to do art, to do those creative skills, to journal, automatic writing. These kind of things are coming from the right brain, trance state, where you go into deep states of relaxation to find the answers and find that clarity that you're looking for. Now, Gemini is saying it's a time to be social, but Gemini is also a time to learn more, read more, and especially since it's sitting next to a big book. Maybe it's time that you focus on some kind of new skill, leveling up something that you're interested in, getting a bit more education or information, something that's for you to focus on, the next big thing that you can accomplish. Now, it could be related to tarot astrology, religious pursuits, philosophical pursuits. It's coming from ninth house energy. And ninth house energy represents those things. It also represents ethics and values. It does represent religious indoctrination and pursuits of higher learning, as well as the mysterious things like tarot and astrology and going deeper on those things. Ninth house is also travel and exploration. And that's sitting on top of your quest, your next big adventure. So for you, there's a search for your higher meaning, What is it that you're supposed to do now that you've accomplished through burdens and responsibilities? Perhaps focusing on family or family issues. And now it's time for you to focus on your meaning, your higher truth, and your purpose. Hope you enjoyed this reading, and I'll be back again next week. Group 2, you've selected Green Adventurine. So I'm going to read the card to you, so in case you didn't get to read it on the first screen. It is a healing properties, a green stone connected to the heart chakra, but also connected to healing. So it's a heart healer. It's also a comforter. It enhances creativity, balance. It calms anger and irritation. It brings emotional calmness, compassion, empathy. It's a harmonizer. This is a healing stone. It helps with nausea, brings well-being and emotional calm. So let's take a little look into what your cards reveal today that Spirit really would like you to focus on this week. So this is timeless reading, so whenever you're coming to this reading, that's when it's going to be relevant for you. So you've selected the card of resources, support yourself. It talks about the second house in astrology. So this is all about your confidence, your skills, how you make your money, how you support yourself, and your resources. Now you have a completing cycle. There's a lot of changes going on with the planet's movement at the moment, but they all settle into their new homes by 2026. They've been retrograding back and forth across different signs, but they'll be stationing or going forward into their new homes. Now, Pluto in Aquarius has been there for a little while back and forth. It's now in Aquarius, where it will remain for 20 years. Neptune is 14 years in Aries, and Uranus is 7 years in Gemini. So the patience and delays is saying your next cycle is a long one. These 3 outer planets, as you can see, they're slow-moving planets and they stay in signs for a very long time. So this new cycle that we're coming into is going to be a long-lasting cycle. Now you may be trying to address how can you support yourself? What skills should you be gaining? What's your next step? The next thing you're meant to do. Have you been bored with what you have been doing before your cycle completed? And now you're ready for new challenges, new achievements, and new learnings. So we have that boredom inactivity. Could be that you're just a little bit bored with where your life has been going lately. Maybe you're bored with what's been going on around you, and maybe there hasn't been much going on at all. Things have been slow. But the cards are here to say that there's a whole new cycle coming. For some of you that's been in a very hectic, fast-paced cycle, you may be starting to slow down coming up in your new cycle, which brings its own rewards and benefits. Not quite achievements and accomplishments like maybe you've done in the past. It's more about self-awareness, healing, growth, and connection rather than achievement and motivation. Once again, we reveal another slow down card. Things may be shifting for you, where things will start to be a little bit slower. Now, as soon as I see that slow down sign, and then I'm drawn straight to that ocean just coming in, and I'm seeing you sitting, just watching the ocean come in. Now, you may not be watching an ocean, but what that's showing me is that you're taking the time to just sit in nature and just watch how the world works around you. So it's not really engaging in anything, it's just observing what's going on around you. But the focus of, or the energy behind this card, it's the Ace of Cups, is about emotional fulfillment, filling your cup. But it also talks about new relationships because it's the Ace of Cups. But it's about emotional fulfillment, is what the main message from this card is. Now, maybe things have been going on behind you while you've been tied to your last cycle. Maybe you were just a bit like a puppet in your last cycle and weren't able to take the time to participate in nature or slow down. Maybe you've felt a bit out of control by what your life was. Maybe you're still in that right now. But that cycle is completing. So I do feel that you're becoming into a slower time, a more time of appreciation and connection. So what was behind you was the cycle that you were on. I'm not reading manipulation at all in your reading. I'm reading this energy as what is behind you. The cycle you completed is different to what is in front of you. Present being that awareness of presence, emotions, senses, being present in the present moment is what the two cards in the center spread is bringing. This is the past, and this is the future. So the future's saying just slow down a little bit. Don't be in such a rush. As I said, these outer planets are going to be there for a very long time, so you don't have to be starting your new cycle immediately. Take your time to rest before you begin your next adventure, your next cycle. So coming in from my purpose deck, what is your purpose and mission? They're asking you to step outside of your comfort zone. Maybe you've been comfortable in that past cycle. Maybe the next cycle feels to be just a little out of your comfort zone, things you're not familiar with, places or people that you haven't met before or haven't been. Learn from others, connects to other people, connecting with new people, a new course, learning something new, questioning the world around you, taking the time in the present right now to learn something new, or to just be present and read a book. Take some time to do some reading. Take some time to do the things that you've forgotten to do or forgotten that you used to love. In the future, it's saying developing a toughness. Maybe over your last cycle, you developed a tough outer shell. But the new energy that's coming in feels to be softer energy, flowing energy, more aligned to your right side. But it is asking you to try some new things, try something new. You may need to develop a thick outer skin in some of these things you're trying or learning. Maybe they're going to crack your shell or your armor that you've placed up around you. To focus more on that internal softness. But the cards are saying that it's time to step out of your comfort zone. Maybe not straight away, take some time to do that. But for you, there's something new and different coming your way. Oh, and there's that protective shell. So I don't pre-read the cards, I just shuffle them and lay them face down. So that way I know that the messages are coming through spirit, and then they're just validated by the next row of cards or the cards that are revealed ahead. We've got that protective inner shell. Diagonal to that, toughness. So maybe you have developed a thick skin. Maybe you've got armor up or walls up. Maybe you're just very protective about what is yours or your family. It's Cancer energy. Cancer represents motherhood. It represents family, nurturing. But maybe it's also asking you to protect your energy. Develop a tough skin because you're going to need to do things in a more unique way. Take your power back, take control with Leo, Shine in your light. Now, it's funny because Leo and Aquarius are direct axis opposition from each other. So maybe you've been more like one, but need to be more like the other. So Leo energy is about shining and people that you fit into society, people look up to you, you're a great leader. Maybe it's just saying that there is a Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius around you, or that you have strong placements in your chart of Cancer, Leo, and Aquarius. Maybe it's saying that you need to start doing things more unique, take your power back, but do it in a unique way. Aquarius means outside of the box thinking, not being like everybody else. And sometimes that takes a tough skin to step outside of the collective energy, stepping outside of what everybody else considers mainstream, learning a little bit more beyond the mainstream, taking control of your true potential, even if it's a little bit different than what other people expect from you. Having that toughness or that outer protective shell protects your inner sensitivities while you're trying to find yourself in the world in your own unique way. Hope you enjoyed and resonated with this reading group too, and I'll be back again next week. Welcome to your reading group 3. This is what Spirit would really like you to focus on this week. Now, first of all, they're saying they want you to take care of your well-being. They want you to look after you, look after your health, but look after yourself and your well-being. Now, the stone that you've selected today is sodalite. Its healing properties include bringing forth information from the higher mind, meditation, truth and being true to yourself, mental clarity. It calms the mind. It helps with panic attacks and anxiety, oversensitive people, feelings of guilt. So healing for this stone is metabolism, lymphatic system, insomnia, throat issues, blood pressure, and digestive disorders. It represents the throat chakra, but I also think it represents the third eye as well. And the card that you've selected is a 6th house energy in the astrology deck. 6th house in astrology represents health, well-being, but also the caring industry, nurturing, caring for other people. So let's start your reading and dive into what the message is that Spirit would like you to focus on this week. Now, you've got some changes coming your way. I'm very drawn to the butterflies. I know this is my butterfly deck, but I feel that you've got some changes that you're keeping to yourself. You're going to be making some advancements, maybe in your career, maybe in your role, your 10th house, what you're known for. There's some advances coming your way, but you're keeping your plans to yourself. So Spirit is saying focus on your high vibe and your happiness, and whatever it is that you're hoping for or keeping close to your heart, manifesting, will make that come true. It'll make that manifesting possibility a reality. That advancement that you're hoping for, that growth, that luck, that positivity, it all stems from your happiness and high vibes. But they are asking you to keep your intentions, your manifestations, keep it to yourself for now. Focus on it. And this could just be a goal. This could be something you're aiming to achieve. But you don't need the people around you doubting you or putting you down because it's not happening as quick as what other people expect. You don't need the naysayers and the doubts coming in from other people to affect your high vibe energy, because your high vibe energy is what's going to make this a reality. But it's the telling the other people and their negative opinions that is going to bring you down. So sometimes it's best just to keep those things to yourself, just for now, until you make them a reality. Group 3, you've got a brand new start coming. Maybe it's a brand new career. You're starting something new. You're thinking about it, but you're not telling anybody. Maybe it's you thinking about leaving your current job, but you haven't told anybody yet. Maybe you need to get some things set up and prepared ready before you make the leap. So if you're looking at changing jobs in 2026, get some things set up before you actually start telling people. Or make sure you've got something to go to before the truth gets out, or before it gets out that you're looking to leave. For others, I feel it's just a new beginning. Changing your path slightly, birthing some brand new ideas. May even be that you've got a new baby coming your way, or a new baby coming in the family, because this is the stork bringing the baby. Babies also represent something new beginnings, seeds of potential, or a new start. Now, reflection and accountability is a moment of pause. This is a moment to reflect and focus. Put your intentions to the universe. It's grounding. You can see this person is sitting with their base chakra grounded. And that means they're setting things up on the very grounded nature. It's not just going on in their head where they're manifesting through thoughts and intentions. They're making physical plans on the physical plane, because it's talking about, or the visual here is grounding through the base chakra, which means bringing it into physical alignment. There's water surrounding this image, indicating there's an emotional element. So, and where you see the card below, keeping the energy close to her heart. This is having emotional connection or an emotional satisfaction to this new beginning or this advancement. And for now, it's just you focusing your intentions, making plans and preparations, and putting your emotional energy into it. So then we have organized, being prepared and ready. So in order to make these advancements happen, or this new beginning that you're hoping for happen, you need to take some physical steps. It's not just about manifestation, visualization, and bringing things into alignment through your heart and head connection. It's also about that physical connection. Again, you see another one sitting in lotus position, grounded with that big base chakra, saying that you really need to put in focus into your base at this moment. That is what spirit would like you to focus on. So it's focusing on your physical body. Your health is one of those things, as I'm drawn up to the card of look after yourself. Your focus needs to be on your physical realm, which means your physical body. It means the work that you do and how you make your money, because it's a suit of coins. It also means physical things such as your home, your car, your assets, physical realm thing. We're not talking emotional body. We're not talking the mental activity. We're not talking about the spiritual. We're talking about a physical change, a physical new path for you. Could be a new house, a new car, new job. It's something new on the physical realm. But again, sitting in water, so it has an emotional attachment. Your heart's in it, and that's how you'll manifest it. But you must make the steps and put the plans in process and get everything lined up. So the first card I want to talk about is the have more fun and joy, sitting on the pile that says happiness and high vibe. So there's a lot of work to be done here, a lot of work on the physical. Maybe you've been putting in a lot of work on the physical, and you need to remember to balance out your emotional body, balance out by having fun, being happy, having high vibes, and remembering to keep them high by remembering to look after your physical body, your emotional body, and your sense of enjoyment of your life. So it's really what you want to focus on. If you're focused on the things that you're angry about, or the things that frustrate you, the inadequacies, the struggles, the hurdles, the things around you that you've had to face and overcome. If that's what you're focused on, you get more of that. So instead, it's saying, now why am I seeing a glass of water here? Don't need approval. This is energy of Pisces because it's a water sign. Sitting next to Pisces again, overcoming inadequacies. And then we have energy of Earth, an Earth sign energy. Having more fun, that's Leo energy. So the astrology connections to this is Pisces, Taurus, or Leo. Leo's fire, but I feel like it's Earth connections. Senses, physical senses, it's Taurus energy there. So let's go back into don't need approval, new beginning, new start. Now, this is the reason why you have to keep these things to yourself, because you don't want other people's opinions affecting your path, your new beginning, your advancements, or your new start. So if you're keeping it to yourself, you're not having to worry about what other people think or seeking their approval. This is not about anybody else's approval. This is about you looking after you. Overcoming inadequacies is that sense of second house. It's energies of where you felt maybe you're not good enough, tied into keeping that to yourself. Maybe other people don't think you're good enough. Maybe you think that other people think you're not capable. It may not be the case, but there's energies here around you thinking you're inadequate, or you're worried that other people will think that you're not capable. That's why it's saying for now, just keep these things to yourself. You're going to prove everybody wrong, even if they're not thinking that way. Focus on what is meant for you. Focus on what your heart desires. Focus on, because both of those cards are about this one here had it close to her chest, also close to her heart. Happiness, high vibe is all about heart energy. So what fuels you? What sparks you? What brings you inspiration? What brings you joy in your life? That's the direction that you need to be going on. If you don't already know what this is, but I think you may already know, either way, it's saying that there's some new beginnings coming your way. So we've got more Pisces energy on the table. Now, this could be indicating that you've got Pisces strong in your chart, or that the people around you closest to you have Pisces strong in their chart. But the energy of Pisces is about being without bounds. It's when you can function on the physical, but also in the spiritual dimension. So you really blurred boundaries here. It's about blurring the boundaries of the dream state and the waking state. It says time to dream. Maybe you've been dreaming about your new path. Maybe you need to pay attention to your dreams. Maybe you've been having heightened dreams, but you need to write them down so you don't forget them, because they paint a picture and put a puzzle together. But all the Pisces energy on the table is saying that you just need to trust the flow of the universe. Be more aligned to the synchronicities that are coming your way, the opportunities that present themselves. That's just the universe's way of nudging you gently onto the path that you're meant to be taking. So you have a new direction coming up, something new, an advancement, or a new start. Now, maybe it's saying that it's somehow tied to family, in that maybe your family doesn't approve. Maybe you're worried that your family won't agree or approve with what you're doing. Maybe they prefer you to do something else, or maybe they think it's cutting into the family time. But there's an energy here of family sitting on top of don't need approval. Beginning new start is also family, by the way. That's the baby card. Maybe somebody around you is having a baby and they're keeping that close to their chest. But Pisces says for you, it's about going with the flow of the universe, being more aligned to your intuition. It's a water sign, so it's about emotions and intuition. Open mind, expand your learning. This is Sagittarius. Sagittarius talks about adventure, exploration, higher learning, travel. It can talk about philosophical pursuits, the tarot, astrology, religion, religious studies. It's all about opening your mind. But Sagittarius is not just about opening the mind. So by reading books, it's about exploring and getting out there and learning that way. So that's why they're saying find more fun and joy, because they want you to go out and do and not just live through others or live through books. So it's about having more adventures coming up, having more fun, doing the things that you've always wanted to do. Maybe your issue is that family don't want to do that. Maybe you want to travel, but family doesn't want to travel. Maybe you need to come to some kind of negotiation there. A way that you don't have to miss out because other people don't want to do the things that you want to do. But the energy of the last three cards that Spirit wants you to focus on, they want you to focus on, just recapping there, is reflecting on all the times you've overcome adversity. This is just another hurdle, whatever this is. So gaining approval, getting approval, it's just another hurdle for you to be able to expand. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and that's the planet of expansion and growth. We had the career advancement, so that aligns to Jupiter energy. But I feel it's just another way that you just need to overcome whatever hurdles are standing in your way. But do that by preparing, being organized, making physical steps, because they don't just come through manifesting. As much as manifesting is positive and it works, but it works when you also put physical things into play. You have to take the steps to make them happen. Hope that you enjoyed this reading and it resonated with you. If this is you, please do let me know. And I will see you again on the next reading.